Hey everybody, this is Gary Kay, and you're watching a video version of my Rants and Raves podcast. We are getting ready for InfoComm about a week away, and you'll see that I have two guests on today's video cast. The first one is Rachel Brown. Rachel, say hello.
Hi.
And the second one is Ryan DeMello. Hey Ryan, how are you?
Not too bad.
Now Ryan is for some reason, he's a Boston Red Sox fan, but he's located at Oregon State University. He's a junior at Oregon State University. How'd you become a Sox fan, or is that your roommate?
Actually, it's both my roommates and mine. But my parents, they went to school on the East Coast, and so when I was like very little, I lived in Vermont for about 2 years, and that's when I kind of picked up liking sports. So those were all my teams, and then we moved right back here, and all my friends were like, "Why aren't you a Seahawks fan or a Blazers fan?" I was like, "Got to stick with what I grew up with." So
well, loyalty matters, and so Ryan's a junior at Oregon State University. He's finishing his exams for the quarter, literally InfoComm week. So he'll be flying in after taking a couple of final exams to InfoComm, and I'll tell you why he's flying in just a second. But first, I want to introduce Rachel Brown. Rachel is a junior at U of M, University of Minnesota, which is one of the biggest universities in the country. Rachel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. And Rachel, if I remember correctly, you're an interior design and major with a minor in architecture. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so both of these students have a great interest in our industry, and both, congratulations to them, they both won the Michael Vergauwen Scholarship for 2019. Rachel, first off, how did you find out about the scholarship and the AV industry in general?
Yeah, well, my dad works in the AV industry, and he actually sent me the scholarship in an email, and he was like, "Oh, you should probably try for this," because one of the conversations that we always have is how what I am going to school for and what he does are very connected. And so, yeah, I thought it was a really good opportunity to kind of explain why I personally think that they fit really well together and why they should be even more connected than they already are.
You are absolutely correct. We're going to talk about that too, but tell me who your dad is and where he works.
Doug Brown. He works at oh gosh, now I can't remember.
Does he work for an integrator or a manufacturer?
He works at an integrator. He's a computer engineer or a computer software. So
okay,
yeah,
good.
Doug Brown though.
Okay,
It'll
good.
come to me the second I log off. I can't remember because
you're on camera.
But yeah.
But in any case, yes, actually, the interior design community and AV community are connected because we're the ones that come in and destroy the design that the interior designs.
Exactly.
Because we throw projectors up and put lights where where the interior designers don't want them to be, and of course, we want the lights to be turned off. So that art is going to be has an amazing future in the industry. And Ryan, you're a construction engineer major, if I remember correctly.
yes, sir.
And so therefore, everything we do has everything to do with construction. We're constantly building, adding on, modifying, fixing rooms to make them better, rooms make them look better thanks to interior designers, and also make them sound better. Now, I should say that we're using Zoom, which is an awesome tool created for our industry, among other places. Both of them are in their dorm rooms. Ryan is on his cell phone, and Rachel's on her computer. And we are pulling all this together ad hoc, which is amazing. Just the proof that technology can work, and that even though things aren't perfect, this works out great. So let me ask you something about, Ryan, I want to ask you about how you heard about the scholarship, Mike Vergauwen Scholarship, and why you applied.
Yeah, so I won it 2 years ago, I want to say, but I've been working for our AV department for Oregon State now for about 5 years. I got lucky enough. My dad is the director of that department. So academic technology, we do a lot of integration with a lot of the companies that we work with through InfoComm and through just the AV industry. And so he encouraged me to do it. He encouraged all the student workers to do it a couple of years ago, and that's when I first heard about it. And then I let all the other seniors, I was like, I'm not going to apply last year. And then this year I was like, I want to apply again and actually go to InfoComm this time. So especially getting closer to graduation, getting closer to being out in the real world and actually applying my knowledge and knowing a lot more now, it just kind of made more sense to apply and take that step. And
well, our industry is being transformed by millennials and Generation Z, and both of you represent the split between the two. Generation Z are definitely freshmen and sophomores in college, and millennials are definitely seniors and older in college. So you're kind of right there in the middle between the two. So you're kind of a mix between the two. And there are differences between your two generations. I teach at the University of North Carolina, and I see a clear split between the freshmen and the seniors and the way that they are. They're very different. They use different apps, different tools. But one thing is connecting the two generations is that you're both digital natives, and you grew up using this technology like we're using today, like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And for those of us who are my age and older, this is a big deal to have all this stuff connected together and work seamlessly. So Rachel, if you come into our industry and you do interior design in our industry, what part of the industry do you hope to get involved in, or what part of the industry of interior design excites you the most?
As far as what excites me for interior design, I really like multifamily design and office design. And I think that AV especially plays a really significant role in office place design, workplace design, just because, with everybody's trying to move to a more modern area, as you say. And so I think being able to design with technology is important. So you don't have, a solid design, and then when, audio comes in and the lights are in the wrong place, then if we're able to kind of design it in the same time, then I think it would be really beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point, because back in the old days, as in like 10 years ago, speakers only came in one form factor. Now we can hide speakers inside of fabrics. We can hide speakers inside of drywall. We can make things that don't look like speakers become speakers. So your generation, you're going to have some really cool design elements that we didn't have. And I hope that you do come into our industry, even if it's cursory to our industry. I hope that you do. And Ryan, if you got into our industry and you decided to kind of immerse yourself in AV, do you know what segment of the market excites you the most?
Personally, I find like the like educational market, and also like office market does seem fairly interesting, but honestly, I think education market's the most interesting for me, because technology is constantly transforming the way that we learn. I see that every year we have brand new technology in every classroom. I think as of right now, I think over 60% of our classes have air media, which has like been huge for instructors. Heck, a lot of our stations are just so brand new or so modern that our instructors and our students alike can just flip between multiple sources, and it's just that much more seamless. And so I think that's just like the most interesting aspect to me. And then also we have some really cool innovative classrooms too that have just kind of blown my mind in terms of like how innovative we can be with the technology. Just surround smartboard rooms. We have rooms that have just countless touchscreen monitors. That way students can work in groups, and then, the instructor can, at the press of a button, can, put whatever is on their monitor on everyone else's. And I find like that's just really effective for learning at a high level. So.
And you mentioned a couple of different technologies there, including wireless collaboration, which really has transformed our industry. If you both, I'm going to kind of put you both on the spot and tell me one in your lifetime, if there's one product that's impacted you the most, and it could be a consumer product, but any sort of piece of technology that you think that's impacted you the most, that you would love to see leveraged in the AV industry, what would it be? I'll start with you, Rachel.
Oh my. I mean, there's definitely like Ryan was talking about, smartboards in classrooms kind of took an entire new step on like not only being easier for like the teacher to teach, but it allowed students to also become, a little bit more involved in, that learning process. And I think that that's really interesting, and seeing what sort of new ideas are with that is going to be really fun.
Yeah, in fact, your generation grew up with, I think that you probably never were in a classroom without a smart board or some type of interactive display, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think I was in kindergarten, we might not have had one, but since then, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's amazing, because that kind of went from kind of slow adoption to being everywhere. What about you, Ryan? Is there a piece of technology or a piece of software or something like that that you think is just amazing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, something that I've seen transform since, I would say, my 5th grade year in elementary school, going from an overhead projector, those slides you put on, have to get the whiteboard eraser, to the brand new, started to toss out names here, but the brand new Panasonic projectors we even tossed up here at Oregon State are just so incredibly like bright, like such great quality. Like just the transition over time it's just going to keep getting better. So I'm really excited to see how that technology changes. And I mean, God knows what we're going to have in 20 years, Yeah.
In fact, there's a new technology. I just wrote an article about it earlier this week. that are micro LED elements that can be sewn into fabric and walls, so that you turn a wall into a display, and they're called nanopixels. That article's on ravepubs.com right now if you're interested in reading about that. Of course, that is not going to happen at this year's InfoComm show, but certainly in the next 10 years, we'll have nanopixels, which means that we can sew displays into fabrics and into building materials, so that, as you said, Ron, displays will be kind of everywhere, omnipresent. And Rachel, when you come to this year's InfoComm, do you have a plan? Have you plotted out what you want to do? You just kind of wander around and off?
I just need to take it all in. I think that there's going to be a lot to learn and a lot to look at. So I'm excited to kind of see everything. And yeah, hopefully it'll be really fun.
And you have one more year in college, right?
Yeah, one more.
Okay. So we're going to try to get you both jobs. Ryan, you've got one more year in college, I think, right? You got one more set of quarters, I guess.
Yeah, I've got one more year.
Okay. And at InfoComm, do you have a mission? Are you going to take any educational classes? Are you just going to wander around and look at all the technology?
I think I'm going to try to kind of balance it out between walking around, checking out the obviously the people that are trying to sell their stuff, and then also I'm going to go to some of the educational classes. Try to take in some good information too, and then I'm really just trying to network and meet as many people as possible, and just kind of get a feel for for the people that work in the industry, and hopefully meet some really cool people.
All right, now, do either of your parents are planning on going to this year's InfoComm?
I think just my dad this year.
Okay, good. So you'll have so I guess that's good and bad, because you'll be at some parties, but that'll be weird. What's that?
You get a tour guide then, so it's good.
There you go. Okay. Well, ultimately, I think you're going to have a great time. I'm going to try to help you get jobs. In the description of this podcast, I'm going to post links to their LinkedIn profile. I want you to connect with them. I want you to congratulate them for winning this award. I knew Mike Vergauwen personally. He was a great guy. This is a great award named after him. It's a great scholarship program. It's new to our industry, as Ryan kind of alluded to. It's new to our industry. We need a lot more youth getting into our industry. Are either one of you running in the 5K on Friday morning? Do you know about the 5K?
I am not running in the 5K, but
come on. There is a 5K. Yeah, there's a 5K at the Convention Center Friday morning, and it is to raise money for the Avixa Foundation, which is what funded your scholarship. I'd love for you to come out there. I'm going to be in a dunking booth, and you'll have a chance to dunk me at the 5K, along with Chuck Espinoza, who's in charge of the educational program at Avixa. We're going to be able to raise money by getting dunked. It's going to be a lot of fun. Friday's kind of a fun day in general, but I hope that you both have a great time at the show. Rachel Brown, congratulations. I wish you the best. You'll be coming to some really hot weather in Florida from Minnesota. It's going to be a shift for you.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And Ryan DeMello, in your case, you're going to be familiar with all the rain we're going to get in Orlando, because it rains every single day there. And I know that you're from Oregon and it rains a lot there. But you're both going to love the weather down there. And I hope you have a chance to go to Disney. But more importantly, I hope you have a chance to walk the show floor. And I really appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And congratulations. You've been watching a special video cast. As we get closer to InfoComm 2019, you can see all of our InfoComm coverage at ravepubs.com/InfoComm2019. And of course, in the description of this podcast, click on their names, and you'll be able to connect with Ryan and Rachel on LinkedIn and at InfoComm. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.